1 second. I never showed you. Check the things I wanted to. Turn the street like so. Check the things I wanted. Turn. I wanna show you. Check the things we create. Turn the street like so. Check, you know it's so mean. Let's get it straight, let's get it clean, let's get it carried out. She's not the same, I be the flame, you wanna put me out. You take my soul, you gotta go, cause you be fooling out. Take my soul, but never feel like golden chairs, I shut you out. That's mine, that's what be your couch. Listen, girl, I'm like a cow. I got milk and you got pow. Honey dripped off in your mouth. Fuck that purple syrup drink, let me dig. Every day is not a struggle. I wake up, it's not that hustle. Let me tell you about life. It's like school, you need an A. Except angels need the teachers, and they got the other way. While the humans need the students. Come on, then we got no prudence, and your feelings being useless. So just lift up like my clueless, but girl, you know me. Things I wanted to. It's you like so. That's right. Things I wanted. I wanna show you. Turn the things we create. Check the street like so. That's right. It's so mean. It takes two, and you know just for food. Something like a blue, and I'm with the pilot crew. We all dressed down, you fuck with us, that be your boo. That your lose, now you look clueless. I'm so high, I rule this. Fuck the vibe, I'm the new shit. Same time, but a new bitch. Bend down, go and take this. It's your purpose, make it. Don't got on fake, bitch. Instead, wear a cape, bitch. If you got a rake, hey, for your sake, bitch. Just last week, some girl asked me why is that I never land. She did. I told her, hey, just look what be up in my hand. For real, I showed her trees and brought my smoke got high to another land. I don't think I'm for that, I'm for that, I'm for that. I never showed you. Let me tell you things I wanted to. It's you myself. The things I wanted. I wanna show you the things we create. You speak like soul. Alright, so me, hey. Oh. You know what I'm saying? We can all get to heaven in this motherfucking shit. All of us, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let me hold up.
The Bluetooth device.
Shut the fuck up. Alright. You know what I'm saying? So early spiritual game for y'all brain for this morning and this motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? 1 second. So first thing first, you gotta realize is that, you know what I'm saying, the certain currency and shifts we go through on a day-to-day basis is based upon how we utilize. Okay, how we utilize. All right, boom. Excuse me. Check 1 2. That's working. But yeah, so however we're utilizing that certain shut up. That esoteric currency based upon how we individualize ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, you know what I'm saying? We gonna be going through shit on where, see,
certain when we go through certain shifts is based upon us on how we react to those certain shifts. And if you're not in a space of where you're reacting in a certain way where it should be met for, like for example, you may be going through a shift where a motherfucker like not it's not entirely the case all the time, but you can be going through a shift where you know what I'm saying the new circumstance for you to create a certain foundation is based upon how many Pokemon cards you got. You know what I'm saying? This is an example. You know what I'm saying? Or how many Yu-Gi-Oh cards you got, and based upon how many Yu-Gi-Oh Pokemon cards you got, that may be the new thing that currency is derived on. So I know it's a weird, stupid example or weird example, but these are just things where you gotta be looking at on what actually makes sense and what derives out of these certain situations for us going through a certain foundation and how something adds up to this and to that. So when you're going through a certain transition in your life, you're having some sort of relativity within that shit. So it's like it's more you don't have to feel like left behind or naked at any point in time. You can always know where you're deriving your certain information from. So when you're having certain characteristics on where you have some sort some certain ideology on where you have a persona within whatever you put onto it. Some you put somebody onto game within that perception in life. You're now seeing things from the left field and right field perspective, and now to see where these things is coming from, you gotta know how to equalize these at all parameters. So when you equalize these at all parameters, you can bring it all to shift. So bring all that shit to the new shift that we go through right now, and then you whatever you were doing this shift and the last previous shift, you bring all that two and two together, and it becomes that gold for what you created out of that scenario. So see, this is the thing. You know what I'm saying? Shit, that I whatever. Fuck it. This is the thing. Uh, you have to be knowing where these things derive from first. Because listen, for you to understand a shift, these things happen on a day-to-day basis. Like, don't think shifts is just something that happens once in a blue moon or whatever. No, these things happen like every second of the day. And the more you're more aware of it, the more you understand better outcomes and how to circulate that area. That's why they created circumcised on certain things. You know what I'm saying? It's a spiritual thing first. So when you circumcise a certain thing in your mind state, you're unraveling the bullshit from the perception of where you had led to a starting point on where whatever that thing led to. Now you're having a way you can put in the two and two together, so you can have some sort of boundaries or whatever a relativity within what you're doing. So whatever you're doing, now you have some sort of circulate system, and that's why we say blood circular flow. All these things is derived on one upon how you utilize certain attributes within your space on how you can have some certain well-being for whatever you're doing. Now you can have you can be in a space on where the energies you put into those things, the outcomes add up even quicker than before. You know what I'm saying? Even faster than before. So it's not just something that you're doing and thinking to yourself, "Oh, the fuck am I supposed to go like whatever energies is happening within the sky? Am I am I supposed to go upon these things and see?" Here's the thing. So Sun and Capricorn. So Sun and Capricorn is all pushing us to be having some sort of boss mentality in what we're doing. So whatever kind of boss mentality we have, you know what I'm saying? That's see. And here's well, let me forget to that point. Where whatever boss mentality we have, we get we gotta be prepared, and we gotta have be a way on where we're knowing how to see like where these things derive from. Because see, for us to have a boss mentality, it's to derive on whatever we were doing. We must have a certain area in life where we might have seen something a certain way, and that's a certain thing we've seen a certain way based on number one, Sun being Capricorn. The previous shifts, it may have been something like, for example, we like if you weren't really aware too much, you probably would have thought back when in your younger days when you were a child, you probably thought since January 1st starts now, that means the weather should be getting hotter. But then you go through scenarios where you feel like you still feel like it's cold, and what the fuck? Why is it so cold? And then you have snow days, and sometimes you don't, and it's like that all that things is a thing aware an awareness you create from your mind. Now you understand what you're doing within the environment. You know what I'm saying? So from the environment perspective, it's just something you're putting on within something where you can have certain outcomes within snow or what's the other one that's similar to snow? Uh, it's not frost. Damn, what else shit is called? Uh, damn, what the fuck is that shit? Whatever. Hail, and you have hail or rain, sleet, snow, whatever, rain, all that shit. And see, all that shit is happens during the winter time. You know what I'm saying? It can happen. Uh, see, and you can't. You gotta put like you gotta be technical when you say some shit like this, because these things can happen during the early or late degrees of a sign. But see, like it can still snow and fall. Don't get it fucked up. It can still snow and winter. It still snows in winter. It can still snow in these times. But you gotta be aware that however you're going upon that thing, you gotta be seeing where that thing is derived. It's like you gotta see where this shit is derived from. You know, it's weird, but it's just how it be. You know what I'm saying? So when you understand how it be, now you're understanding. Okay, I'm not tripping when I have certain ideas or thinking to myself, why whenever it is snowing and it's this not snow this time within Capricorn, we go through these mind states. So the Capricorn trains us to have a certain mind state on where it builds us to be more in our boss mentalities, in our woman mentalities. Sorry, I can't, that tongue twister, but and that's where we gotta see shit from the perspective of where see whatever we're getting into, we have a now a way of how we express that. So with that way of expression is derived on how we have some sort of um kind of way on how we put in the pieces in the puzzle within that area of life. So when we put in the piece of puzzle in that area of life, in this area of life, we're going back to the drawing board whenever we're going through a scenario where it seems unfamiliar, uncomfortable, or whatever. And see, due to this world right now, there's only so many stimuli you can run from this world. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a lot. It's like it may be only like two, maybe three, but see the thing is that these things is pushed on by a certain way of thinking and feeling. You know what I'm saying? So these certain ways of thinking and feeling push us to be more in a space of where we see these things from I'm trying to think. Where the fuck? Give me 1 second. Oh shit. No, look at this one. Oh shit. Kept it right here. Let me get some water. You know what I'm saying? Real motherfucking shit. And it's cold. And it's cold in this motherfucking shit. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I lost my. Oh yeah, yeah, well, Capricorn. Yeah. So within that being said, that's kind of like now you can understand that whoever be saying this is the New Year's time. How the fuck can this be a New Year's time in a time of Capricorn time? That's you're in the beginning of winter. So shit, it's like it's deep, but it's not deep because it's really simple, but it's deep in how far they got y'all in lostness, and it don't gotta be like that. It could be in a space of where we all realize, like, if let's say we really made a time where nigga we actually started New Year's on spring. Do you know how healthy our minds would be, our mind states would be, how like, and then how smart, and they got the kids going to school during the winter time. It's like this is a time where you're supposed to be with technically with your family, your close ones, because this is where whatever you sprung off from spring, you initiated something summer. Now you lay within those fruits of your labor. Then fall, you gotta learn how to let go of these things, and then winter, You gotta know how to put depth to these things, and it's a springboard, and it does the same thing. They got kids going to school during the winter time and having their minds all mentally fucked up, again, being tired, being lazy, being all these things, and it's like this ain't something we should we're supposed to even be going through in a time of how we came up with certain ideas within. But see, but it be certain people that try to run these states of being. So it's like it's weird. Yeah, it's weird. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, so we gotta be in a space of where we're rising above all these things and knowing how to be the spiritual pilot in all these scenarios within ourselves. So when we become the spiritual pilots in all these scenarios within ourselves, we now have the right way on how to properly put the shit together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like knowing how to put the shit together. It's like more in the senses, in the senses, goddamn, in the senses, oh, sensitive, all that shit, senses of where you're not sensitive to knowing other shit being pushed out to you in the external realm. You're knowing how to utilize these senses for yourself. So when you utilize these senses for yourself, now you're becoming more aware in the areas where it counts. So now you're becoming a spiritual sensei. That's where these things come from. You know what I'm saying? By starting points like these, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I be thinking. Sorry, I be trying to think sometimes like we don't have to be living certain ways. Like, nigga, we can be in space where we're all expressing ourselves and based on our creativity and what we can bask in. You know what I'm saying? We can bask in our creativities and bask in the things that drive us. And based upon our creativities and things that drive us, that's all based upon what we do as an existence within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because the existence within ourselves and what we come up with and we correlate within the natures within ourselves, we have more ways on how we can actually put things together on in the context of where the you climbing up to the ladder. Jake wants, if you want to say Jacob's ladder, but really you climbing up to your spine area, coming to your head temple. Now you're seeing the real sky, and then see that's real. That's really where the real sky is within your internal. And now you're understanding the ones below that. These are all your left brains from your was it from your gut, really from what can separate from these two, and this left brain, right brain below. And then however you utilize these things is how you're coming up with certain ideas within you having some sort of actual expression within yourself. So the left would be everything up here, the right would be everything below, and how you see these things is how you come up with certain ideas on how these things you push all these energies within yourself. So it's like now you're understanding anytime you're traveling within this uh circular, it's almost like an eight. You know what I'm saying? And like see this from the top half from your head, that's just 1 0. The bottom half to your lower is the other zero, and it's like eight. And so you're always traveling through these things as a circular motion because everything you're seeing, you're internalizing this thing from the inside out. So it's always a circular motion of you internal and external, external, internal. So this this is really how you be controlling your dreams and things like that. Like you mean like you. Hmm. It's not that because I be thinking because I don't know if right people even be listening, so I don't want to be saying certain things where I want to regret because then I'm giving out certain like powers on where motherfuckers. But I'll say this: it's like sometimes when you be going through dreams where you don't want them to end, it's simply it's like, and y'all probably do this a lot in y'all dreams, but see, this is a middle. There's infinite amount of ways you can do this, but this is one where y'all probably even got used to because this is your spirit reminding you. But let's say you're having a vivid imaginary dream, and it's like almost like a beautiful ass dream. Literally, you want to stay there, and you don't want to leave, and you feel like, oh, I'm really here, and then it's like all that shit, and it's like you just be going with the experience, and then you be like, oh, this shit is beautiful, or this shit is amazing, or this, or however, whatever kind of dream you're having. But you remember, you realize it's like you're in the perception on where you're seeing it from the real eye. So you be going, oh shit, this is amazing. I want this shit to end. I want this shit and then you be going through experiences where it's like, um, you start to concentrate, and when you start to concentrate, it's like you can see it, but you feel like you're going too far because now you're feeling telling you it's like you feel like it's getting foggy now. It's about to end. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all know what I'm talking about. So those be the. It's like when you just be as a being. That's the experience because you start to bring it up here and see what these chakras, but you're not even in those chakras. You're in your other internal natures, internal chakras. So when you're going through those experiences, it's actually based upon how you see it. Like, okay, it's like not well. It's like based upon how you're seeing it within that eye. You gotta concentrate with that chakra eye, not the eyes you get consciously aware of in the third dimension. And you try to make it, but listen, you gotta be able. It's like that circular system. You gotta know how to swim in that shit. It's like almost it's like you esoteric kung fu. So any foreign thought you could cut it off. You hold, and that's how you see with that eye. You know what I'm saying? So that you can actually experience what you want to go through within that dream. So when you feel like it's about to end, you go through that experience like you're doing exoteric kung fu. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. You start swimming. You're really flying, but let's say it's just for lack of word. Because this is one example. It's just one example how you can see. You're swimming into that shit, and boom, and it's like it comes back. Like you can get back to that area of what you were experiencing, and when you go back to that area of what you were experiencing, now you can actually have those experiences where you can go through that dream longer. But but there's infinite amount of things you can do to that. I'm just saying. Well, I just don't want to say all these things online because no motherfuckers. I don't know who will be watching. You know what I'm saying? So it's deep. It's deep. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's like man, yeah, and like and at the end of the day, man, we have to be prepared for these nature stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, when you connected with the great spirit, everything and anything you do becomes the ways of how shit should be expressed. Like any and everything you do become the way of how you have your own foundation of something right here and something right here, and you're putting the two and two together in each area of your life. So when you're putting the two and two together with each area in your life, now you're putting in the perception on where the things you build upon, the things you derive out of, the things you put into, it's like you get back what you put in. So in that area of life, it's like you're seeing it from that eye, whatever nature you didn't went into. Like that's why sometimes if you be having like scary dreams, you know where you're at. You can't. Sometimes y'all be having scary dreams and think, oh shit, this is scary. But some people go through scary dreams and don't give a fuck because they just say no, this is just an experience. But what y'all gotta realize is that once you're going through that actual scary dream or whatever you're going through in general, you gotta be seen. You gotta go from the content, like whatever you see. If you're seeing it first person, third person, whatever, you gotta see. You gotta go within the space of where why am I seeing it from that perspective? And once you jump in the why and not the how. I mean, wait, I might have that back in the opposite because um yeah, wait, yeah, it is why. So why once you understand why you're having that dream, you understand the how. Because when anytime you're in a whole scary dream, y'all be it's like you gotta be in control of that thing. When it's like you gotta be you as a spirit looking at that form, and you gotta control that whole area form. So whatever space that came from, that probably came from some sort of some wild animal in that realm of reality, and that probably seen that was probably getting chased by another animal, and then that's kind of how it had that mind and probably got killed in that realm reality. And then now it's seeing it from the perspective of where now the way it sees something, it had that on its mind, but it's not that's not where it's going to. That's just the last thing it had in its mind. Now it creates a new form, but however that form, however my minutes and seconds they put into that form, that be the cloud that y'all be getting into because y'all don't know how to deal with your own animalistic natures. Now you understand when natives would talk about um animism, it was based upon targeting the animals within our nature. So our natures within ourselves, we were targeting these natures. But see, if you get lost in the sauce thinking we're talking about the actual natures of where these things come from, you see it does come from the actual natures of where these things come from, but you gotta know where the natures is leading to, because the natures lead to you doing something from whatever point of perspective you were with. You might not have seen it the in the all contexts of ways. You might have not been with the great spirit mind. You might have been in your own retarded ass mind. You know what I'm saying? And for you to be in your own retarded ass mind, that's you gotta be. Now I'm not saying your mind's retarded, but see, you gotta be in a space of where you're knowing that for you to even have a dream like that or a scary dream like that, and if it's consistent or if it's just once in a blue moon, but if it's consistent, that means it's something you're doing that you're not checking out in the external realm. If it's just it wasn't a blue moon, it's just an experience. Just it is what it is. It happens, but you don't even see it as scary. You don't even see it like a scary dream. You just see it as oh, it's just an experience. But see, what and it's only those two ways. And see that first way is the great spirit mind because it's just an experience. The second way is the washi hu mind, and that's when you derive your foreign mind to that actual mind. So you bring foreign knowledge to that actual mind state, and everything there becomes foreign, just like you. And y'all create a synthetic ass mind. So things like depression, things like anxiety, things like all these things is made up because they put these things in like and they show these things and subliminal. And it's like I cause even as a kid I used to be like when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old, I used to be into like subliminal shit. Maybe even 9 years old if I'm correct. But I used to be into subliminal shit. Like thinking conspiracies, and I don't know why I was into shit like that. But now I realize like this shit is real. But see, it's not what you see, it's how you see. So once you're seeing it from the perspective of where these things derive from, it's like subliminal conspiracies. It's though these things don't really be real, but it's when you put energy behind these things that make it real. So when they subliminally show you these programs to run through within your mind, you may come to your conclusion thinking that okay, this is like that's why sometimes you may have you may watch something as a kid and have this scary dream because of how that horror movie show came up, or how that whatever image you see in your mind, you probably have a scary dream the next day, or you think, oh shit, this is so what the fuck is that? It's just really you going through the experience of whatever you went through in the external realm. You in your mind you over exaggerated with that. So depending on what sign you are, what house you have these things, what planet is in these houses, it plays an impact. But you gotta be aware that it's all within your mind. So your mind can play tricks on you. So see, you gotta be aware and know where the first starting point from these things is, and the first starting point derives on you having some sort of comfortability within something where like that's why it's good to tell your kids like about all these things, like it's not real. Like you watching a movie and it's a horror movie, just be like it's not real. And then they don't go too deep into it. It's like okay, if it's not real, I don't gotta think to make my mind think it's real. Cause that's how your mind can play tricks on you. So that's within that context. And once your mind plays tricks on you, it's like it's all up from there. Cause then you start thinking to yourself that these things is supposed to be in nature, and in reality, you create these natures. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you're having the right starting point on where you can derive these things out of, you can put these things, the two and two together within these perceptions, and now you're understanding the things you put out there. You get what you put out. Now you're understanding whatever you're putting out within these subjective, objective circumstances, situations. You can now be in a space where you're in control of all these scenarios. So when you're in control of all these scenarios, uh, you're now you become a star pilot. you're becoming an actual star, which is what you are, a star, and you're being a pilot. So then, to be so when you're a star pilot, you can just pilot all your. It's like it's simply you can just pilot all your scenarios in the in the spiritual realm, in the metaphysical. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. And then you start walking in all these things. You know what I'm saying? Real motherfucking shit. But you know what I'm saying? It's really on how you see it though. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever character you created for yourself is who you are. So these are witchcrafts and spells, what you put it within your names. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not going deep in that because that's for another video. I might make that shit later today or tomorrow or whatever. However, I got time with it. I'm gonna be doing some shit and chopping some shit up, and I'm gonna do some you know what I'm saying? Real motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be knowing how to see these things, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, real shit. Because these things is all derived upon you and your scenarios and what you put into reality and what you make real out of your circumstance and situation. So it's like within these things, you know what I'm saying, you want to be in a space of where, you know what I'm saying, you gotta know what the fuck you're into, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't know what the fuck you're into, you'll be lost in the house. Lost in the house. Let me see something. Hold on. You be lost in the sauce. Lost in the sauce. Lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? You never want to be lost in the sauce. Like I say, I preach this. I preach this, and I stand by this. You want to be the one creating the sauce. You know what I'm saying? You create all types of flavors for your bitches, for your men, whatever. You create these flavors. So when you become father, madam, you know what I'm saying? You know the play of both roles of knowing how an individual to react. So you know the circumstance of every situation. Because spirit is a androgynous. You know what I'm saying? And not the androgynous they be talking about in the physical realm, like talking about, oh, I'm gonna cut my dick off or I'm gonna slip, tie my pussy up. Nah, that's not whatever. That's not androgynous. Your spirit is androgynous. That's the androgynous. Yes, your spirit can take any shape, any form, any gender, any whatever. It can do all that shit. And if you don't know this, you won't understand where things lead to. You know what I'm saying? And you'll start living for things in the external, and you'll start living. It's deep, but yeah, motherfucking, you don't gotta be in those scenarios. You don't gotta be in those subjective spaces. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got the right of way in all scenarios in your life, the right of way is something based upon what you put onto within your space. So whatever you put onto that's real within you, that's your right of way. So that's how we even created the right of way in a car scenario. When you're driving a car, you have the right of way. It starts from the mind first. Spiritually speaking, if you have the right of way within a scenario in your expressions, in your creativities, your characteristics, in your founded state, then you have the right of way in that scenario. So it's not for you to start thinking to yourself, "Oh, this individual had the right of way." You know what I'm saying? And that's not what should be. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, I thought I missed. You know what I'm saying? That's not what should. Damn, that's not what should be. You know what I'm saying? Shit be the simple shit within your mind that you gotta make sense down. You know, you gotta make simple. You know what I'm saying? And once you know how to make something simple, then you can go deep. You know what I'm saying? And you become a whatever homeboy was talking about. The deep divers, dude. You become a real deep diver, and not whatever this motherfucker was talking about. Deep divers and then this and this and this whatever you do. You know what? What's I don't even know his name. Deep divers on the YouTube, whatever his name is. As good I don't know his name, so that's perfect. So let me not even jump into that shit. But yeah, so it's like it'd be some shit like that where motherfucking motherfuckers be psyops in general, and they be playing they be playing roles and where the role they be playing with is demonic characteristics where they it's all about based on power and money hungry shit. And if you don't know now, you might have not went to my watch my live stream from yesterday, so you probably don't know the money power, money hungry, how deep it goes. The motherfuckers that done attacked me in that live stream yesterday, and but I was done with my point. So and it wasn't even supposed to be a it wasn't like I was done with that shit. I wasn't even trying to. I had to ask some. I just had some shit I want to say off my chest. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't anything too deep or nothing like that. But it's like I was, again, I wanted to have some certain thing where I put some certain energy out there. So whatever I put out there is now is known that, see, once you let them know what you're aware of, then you can put out certain your own expression of certain scenarios. You know what I'm saying? So once I had that thing going now, I didn't have to go think too hard or think too deep within the space of where I was supposed to leave something at. You know what I'm saying? But after that point, you know what I'm saying? You like I say, when you have that right away concept within your mind, if you take that right away concept within your mind and within any scenario, you may say something and you may think to yourself, "Oh, it probably isn't that deep," because like you may be put in a restrictive space or a negative space or uh uppy jumpity space or whatever, however space it is, or hyperspace, whatever, hyperactive space or whatever, or these are examples, or uh non, like all these things, you know, all these spaces we can be into. You know what I'm saying? Once you put the right away within your mind in on all those scenarios, then you're putting the right away. So you're fixed in your mind on how it can be better. It can always be worse. You know what I'm saying? And there's better days to come. And when you say have those, it can always be worse, and there's better days to come within that scenario. The better days come even quicker because now it's like you may be like, that shit could have been worse, but there's better days to come. You know what I'm saying? And that's the right away. And you say, and you have certain things like that. It's like you're putting in perceptions on where, like, it can. Oh, you realize that your mind is always on that. It could always be worse. And if this shit didn't happen, then I wouldn't have been within this situation, or I haven't not been. So this is all possibilities playing a role within itself, doing something for me, so I can have this piece and this piece. It's like as you start putting the pieces together, and that negative scenario or hyperactive scenario or jump up and skippity and jumpity scenario don't really be whatever. And when I say up and jumpity and skippity and all that shit, that just means when you're on your when you have it quick feet, when you're when you're working, like when you're in your job, all these things. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really be, it's like these things fly by, these things you're when you have the right of way in these scenarios, the right of way is based upon whatever you put it within the scenario. So now you're having the you're making the objective and putting this two and two together. So now you have a piece on where you can relay some sort of information on what you put into, and whatever you put into, now you can now see it from the perspective of where now you have some sort of area of life where now you can see, like, it's like you see the each scale, each perception, each idea, why a person came up with these ideas, who was the father of that thought, like all these things, who stuck and stagnated in that, is still stuck and stagnated in that thought. It's like you see everything, and that's really how you create a golem in a nutshell. Like when you're knowing where these things derive from, all these golems, ghosts, totems, all these shits is like this shit native hobbies and all that. That's really all that shit is. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. So what the fuck? Anyway, and that's where shit be. Is like it's like um it be shit that y'all don't probably don't be seeing, but I see it. You know what I'm saying? And for ones that do see it, y'all know what the fuck shit be into. You know what I'm saying? This shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But so it be shit like that, and like so once you're aware in that scenario, now you have this sort of thing on where the things you're putting into or putting out, now you can see it. Like I said, it's like it takes ears to see and it takes eyes to hear. So when you the ears is to see and the eyes to hear, you're seeing is more clairvoyant, and you have clairvoyance in the scenario where you may have thought you didn't have clairvoyance in that scenario at. Now you're developing clairvoyance in that scenario, and now all the clairvoyance you develop from that scenario helps you out within the next previous scenario that may have not been the shit that you thought was the shit, but now you see it from the perspective of where it led you to be in a more creative space. So whatever creative space you were put into, now it is leading for you to be the the having the bird's eye view. You know what I'm saying? And having the bird's eye view, you become the phoenix in that scenario. You become the phoenix, and now you're put in a space of where now you can these animalistic desires. You know what I'm saying? Now you become an air being. So you're you become that whole atmosphere, and that's how we make it clear. You know what I'm saying? So not in bars. You know what I'm saying? So that what the fuck? Okay, well, I thought we live. So that be the shit that become the substance of what created this realm of reality. It be simple shit like that, but we don't be going deep within these things. We be thinking to ourselves, it's not this deep, it's not that, it's not this, but it really be simply all things like that, and all the simple shit we see like that. If we're not prepared for to have some sort of way on how we put these things together within the perspective of where if you're not having some sort of like it's like what I'm trying to think of saying. It's like if you were to buy a new car. Well, no, it's like if you were. Oh shit! Damn, this shit. I'm not even tired. Nigga. I'm up and early and awake and shit. I don't know all the why I just yawn, but probably water. But yeah, if wow, I lost my point. Let me go back. I'm talking to him. That's my Gemini moon. Excuse me for my Gemini moon, y'all. Goddamn. Okay. Yeah. 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 Prepare. Yeah. So if you're not prepared for these things, you won't know what's coming. So the best way example you can come up with that is like we. Oh shit! Shut up. Shut. When you're not prepared for impact, like when you're not prepared for like motherfucking maybe robbing you blind. You may not be you may not been prepared for that, and it's been happening for a minute, but you may not been seeing it like that, and you probably weren't even prepared. It probably been happening for a minute now, and once you finally get prepared, now it's too late because you done got robbed blind, and the individual that took advantage of you, and now you're in a space of where, oh shit, now I gotta do this, or now I gotta do this, now I gotta watch my surroundings, or now I gotta do all these things. But in reality, you should have been smart yourself and seen these things from a bird's eye view. So whatever you're looking at now, you're seeing it from the perspective of where these things were never supposed to affect you. You were supposed to always be the pilot in these scenarios. So when you become a star and a pilot, you know what I'm saying, you become one with the scenario. So you created a scenario. So it's not something that puts you in a fight or flight mode. It's something that puts you in a way of a flight and fight. And when you flight, you take flight, and you don't even got to fight when you take flight because that's too low beyond. You trying to fight. What takes you into fight in flight mode? You're thinking of to fighting first. And why would you think of fighting first? You should be thinking of being in and out. And even if you do think of fighting, it should be for the right causes. But that's to each its own. Because some motherfuckers aren't fighters. Some motherfuckers can say something and motherfucker can feel them. Another motherfucker can say something and motherfucker may not feel them. But it's based upon how you take the scenario. But however you take the scenario, now you're seeing it from the ways of where people have certain ideas within their mind, so they can put things to perspective. So when you're in your flight and fight, you take flight and you don't got to fight. So the individual fights themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it be shit like that. And the motherfucker that fought themselves, they beat themselves up. They get the gun and shoot themselves. And getting the gun and shooting themselves, they may came up to you talking about some shit like, man, fuck you, you ain't shit, and this and that, and put you give me your shit or some shit like that, and then your facial expression is you don't even give a fuck. And this motherfucker, oh shit, what the fuck? Why am I doing this? Bah, kill it, or whatever. That's extreme, I know, but these just examples. You know what I'm saying? So don't get it fucked up. I don't wish death on no one, and 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 we let's all live a long life in this motherfucker. Stay away from the kitchen knives. Stay away from the rope. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from the pills. Stay away from the Percocet. Stay away from the codeine. Stay away from all that shit that makes you depressed. Even the cigarettes, if you're not doing it in moderation. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, motherfucker, you gotta know what you're looking at, because and alcohol, shit, all that shit. But you can do that with moderation. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, because it's all about moderating yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know how to moderate yourself. That's how you become moderator. That's why they create a hall monitor. Oh shit! Oh shit! You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it be shit like that. There, you gotta know, look at that thing, because that thing, man, some people may not know how to see it, but hall monitor. What the fuck is a hall monitor? You monitoring a hall, and what is a hall? Whatever. Your what your visions you put into something to spark something. So when you're monitoring that, you're monitoring other people's visions, how they spark. Beyond school, that's just the metaphysical way of seeing that. So so when you walk in, that's why anytime you walk in your dreams, you walk into a hall, you about to walk into a new experience, or open a door, new experience. All these things is new experience. Anything with a hall in your dream, you about to walk into a new experience, or you walk into not I walk into a new experience, or having some sort of energy of where you're privy to something. Especially even if you walk into a open the door, or you've seen loss or whatever. These are just new experiences. But there's a lot of examples for this. But that's one of the examples. You know what I'm saying? So when you become a hall monitor, you govern people's new ways of having new experiences. Why do they call these things? Y'all gotta be y'all gotta understand it be shit. Like don't be thinking it's just they just be making this shit up. No, I think it's shit that they come up with for reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like no further than that. Like, you gotta know how to look at that shit, because this is the shit where motherfuckers get lost in and think to themselves, oh, it can't be that. It's not that deep. Motherfuckers don't think that deep. Just they fucking do. Who told you they don't? You know what I'm saying? Who told you they freaking don't? Who told you? You know what I'm saying? Real motherfucking shit. Be nice. Be purified. Oh shit. Be purified. Don't throw that water at your ass. You need to take your ass a shower. Take your ass a bath in this motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like, so it's like motherfucking we gotta be aware in these motherfucking states of natures, and knowing how to look at these things. You know what I'm saying? Because however you're put into a perspective, you gotta be knowing where you're looking. Like it's like you don't want females have that same, like, have that mentality. You can look but you can't touch. It's like having that in the spiritual realm. That's a real thing in the spiritual realm. Like, you can look but you can't touch, because those be your kingship energies, your kinship, all that shit. Those be your chiefest shit. And this is the true shit. You know what I'm saying? Spaceship. You know what I'm saying? Spaceship. I'm the most high, ain't nobody higher. You just gotta relax. You know what I'm saying? Spaceship. Oh, spaceship. Oh, spaceship. Oh, shout out Dolo. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what you gotta look at that from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? Things be clear when you looking at it from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? and whatever you're doing, you're into and you're into the the main reasons of why we have certain reasons of coming up with certain things. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, motherfucking like you don't ever feel bad when you put a motherfucker in a negative light, because that's not something like, if they deserve it, they deserve it. But don't feel bad for these things, because that's just that's that regress energy, regret, and you don't want to regret and get sucked back into that wave, get sucked back into that current. You want to let these things go and let them fade away. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers, you might have to fight fire with fire. You might have to do some fire baptism to a motherfucker's ass. You know what I'm saying? If they don't want to get up their ass, or if they want to do some shit, or like you might got to. Like these, especially respect you for that. In the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers don't understand that. See, are we lagging? I don't know if we lagging, but we might not. I might just been a little bit, but yeah, motherfuckers gotta respect that because let me see if the shit is where the volume is good. Just make sure. Are we good? All right. But yeah, you may gotta do that to an individual. Just put some fire up their ass. Just to do something. You know what I'm saying? Because see, if we're not doing anything, and there's nothing wrong with not doing anything, especially if you're not, if like if you already have some shit founded, you already got your money together, and it's not all about money. I'm talking about spirit. I'm talking about spiritual. If you got your money together, if you got your shit together, if you got your all these things together, you good. But here's the thing: you want to be having some sort of sensority. That's the new word, sensority. So you're sensitive to what you're sure about. So you're knowing where these things come from. And, but yeah, when you have some sort of sensority, I'm gonna write that shit down too. When you have some sort of sensority, now you're aware to what you're able to do, what you're able to bring out of a motherfucker's information bank. You know what I'm saying? And the information bank is all derived upon what they put in within their mind. So things that they think that they're not key to keeping from you, that you can see it. In your spiritual, you're looking at that like, nigga, I can see that. So don't go too far with that. Like a motherfucker might think to themselves like, oh, this individual is wet or green, or like I can do something. It's like, nigga, this nah, ain't shit like that. That's not going on. Whatever you think is that you can think whatever you want, but it ain't even that. You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers just be lost in the sauce, thinking something is another way, and they don't even be understanding their goddamn selves. And they don't even understand. They don't even be understanding their damn selves. So that's where the things get messed up at, because the things that get messed up like that, you don't wanna get messed up. You know what I'm saying? You don't wanna get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You don't wanna get fucked up in this motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom. But yeah, that you shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that. Where I heard shit like that, shit like that, shit like that. Battle rap, battle rap. Oh, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, and she like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So motherfucking niggas and bitches gotta be aware. You know what I'm saying? And however we're aware of and things of that nature, we'll be aware of whatever we come up with. Just think about it. See, the things we be aware of creates our scenarios in the external realm. So if we're aware of a bunch of prosperity and riches and all these things are real connective, all minds, if we're aware of shit like that, in the physical, it has no choice but to play out like that. Like we're bringing in some sort of new awarenesses down into this world. But if you're not in that space of where you're not understanding these pieces of where we pick out and we put together, then you get lost in the sauce. You won't understand where these things is deriving from. And here's the thing: all these things is beautiful in its own way and meant to be expressed. But if the expression you're bringing down here ain't really anything to be expressed about, if it's some shit where you're expressing negativity, then you're aware of a bunch of negativity. You're trying to bring hell on earth, and that's where you came from. You know what I'm saying? And if you came from hell, then that's you. Of course, you want everyone to experience that hell you done went through within yourself. You're like, oh, motherfucker, whatever I went through, then motherfucker, I experienced this shit too. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a synthetic parasitical ass way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't even have a thought like that. You know what I'm saying? You should always if let's say hypothetically you were in heaven at a point, like let's say you get like, or let's say you try to reach to heaven, or at a point like this, you to reach to heaven, you can't be thinking certain things like that. You gotta let go of these things. You gotta come naked. That's all y'all to naked. You know what I'm saying? You ain't coming naked, and then bringing unnecessary baggage. You know what I'm saying? And if you are bringing baggage, at least bring the good shit. Fuck. We good? All right. I can't tell, but we look good. But yeah, all right, one more time. Oh, we good. We good. We good. We good. We good. We good. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, when we head into the new realm and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying. We don't want to bring no baggage. You know what I'm saying. The new realm is where like, we can all run around naked and have fun. And you don't give a fuck about how others think about us. This time we like and that's really where they sent all the natives at anyway. You know what I'm saying. At that world, beyond that, pushing us to samsara first, we seen a mechanism and we understood that mechanism. So now we can really create a whole new mechanism where, see, we can start heading to a world where all of us, nigga, we create forms at will. You do without any form is at will, and you really can live like, if you want to say gods, but we're not gods. Angels aren't gods. We try to express that to you like every day. Every day, niggas on that bullshit. Every day, bitches on that bullshit. I swear to God, I get up on this cat quit. Fuck around, I put you in another spam. You know what I'm saying? I probably I got rid of that song, but I'm bringing it back. See, y'all know I got a lot of motherfucking songs in my shit. And a lot of motherfucking like look at listen, my stash is unlimited. I've been doing this. It may seem like I started doing this shit. Whatever it came up, it says I came up on YouTube, but whatever my first video was, I think it was back in 2021, whatever 2021. It was probably 2021, and but my music is like unlimited. Like I got music for eons, like in days. I've been doing this shit for a minute now, so I know about all this shit. That's why, and that's why my music can sound like different from like it's like it sounds like I brought this shit from a whole different way of existence. I don't know. Like, I know. Yeah, I'll be see in the see. I'm not gonna get into that, but yeah, it's deep. Like in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. When you really live in the fourth, fifth. Like I literally live in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. That's literally my home. The one it's like when you become like Jet Sparks, because I got a bunch of Jet Sparks, and I know a bunch of Jet Sparks, and it's like it's deep. Like it's like, and it's like we just do it. It's like and then it's like it's I don't even want to explain this world to y'all, but um because I don't think this shift is even ready for that shit. But yeah, motherfucker, it's deep in this motherfucking shit. So yeah, Yeah, we gotta be the pilots for God in all of our scenarios. Because without us, if we don't make God possible, we become we make God retarded, and we don't want to make God retarded. No, we don't, and I stand by that. No, you know what I'm saying? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Real motherfucking shit. I love God, nigga. I love God. Now I really mean that. Like I'm dead ass. I like man, yeah, I guess because I'm a Taurus, y'all. I seem dry, and I don't gotta express. But I got expression. I got expression. I got feelings. That's how I express it. It may seem practical, but literally that's how it's who I am. But I love God, literally, I really do. And I want God to experience everything I experience and go through everything I go through, and I want to go through everything it goes through, and I want to live through it. The Great Spirit. Oh, hey, Great Spirit. You know what I'm saying? Whack and tackle. You know what I'm saying? The Great Spirit. You know what I'm saying? But beyond that, shit, I think in this motherfucking shit, we pretty much cleared everything in this motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how it be, and this about, and beyond that, that's how it is, and hope y'all have a good rest of y'all days. I know it's an early morning. I came up a little early, so I didn't think I don't think people even came in this motherfucking election, but yeah, have a good rest of y'all days in this motherfucking shit. Stay fly and ride that jet. You know what I'm saying? Ride that flight. You know what I'm saying? And motherfucker, beyond that, Jet Spark Star Pilot, we out this motherfucker. But Jet Spark Star Pilot, we out this motherfucker. Get that correct. Woo!